Here are the answers to these 3 revision questions. So question number 4 is solving an equation. So the first thing we need to do here is remove this bracket. So your first line of working is going to be x minus the 2 times x, so 2x, and then that minus 2 times that minus 1 is going to become plus 2 equals 8. Okay, then we have to tidy up our terms. So we have x minus 2x, so that's minus x plus 2 equals 8. And then we're going to take 2 away from both sides. So we'll have minus x equals 6. And then because we have a negative on the left, we're going to go ahead and swap that over to the other side. So our final answer here is going to be x equals minus 6. Question 5 is a trig equation. So we have 4 sine x equals 2, and we want to solve that between 0 and 360. So 4 sine x equals 2. We need to rearrange that so that it says sine x. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. So we're going to have sine x equals 2 over 4, which we would simplify to 1 over 2. So the next thing we have to do is find our related angle. So to find x, we would do inverse sine of 1/2. So on your calculator, you'll push shift, sine, and then 0.5 or 1 divided by 2. That's going to give you 30 degrees. So the next thing we need to do is check our cast diagram and see where our 2 answers lie. So sine x is 1/2, so sine is positive, so it's going to be the first quadrant and the second quadrant because they're both positive for sine. So your first quadrant answer is just x, so 30. The answer in the second quadrant, the S quadrant, is going to be 180 minus your related angle, so minus 30, so that's 150. So your 2 answers would be 30 and 150. For question 7, we are factorising fully the expression 2x squared minus 32. So the first thing we look for with any factorising is a common factor. So here, these both divide by 2. So we would take 2 out as a common factor, and then inside the bracket we would have x squared minus 16. When you take your common factor out, you then need to look at what's in the bracket and say, well, can I factorise that any further? So you're then looking for a difference of 2 squares. So x squared is a square term, 16 is a square term, and it's a subtract in the middle, so that is a difference of 2 squares. So we would have our double brackets ready. For x squared, it would be an x and an x. We then have one bracket with a plus and one with a minus. It doesn't matter which way round. And then for 16, we would have a 4 and a 4. So 4 squared gives you 16. Okay, and that is that question complete.